In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a ProctorTrack assignment, how to set up ProctorTrack within your Moodle course. So I'm in my Moodle page, and I've gone to the week that I want to post this assignment. I'm going to click on Create Learning Activity. From there, I'm going to look for the external tool, the little puzzle piece there. Let's select that, and then I'm going to name my assignment whatever I want. So ProctorTrack assignment, whatever I want it to be. And now I need to find that tool, the ProctorTrack tool. And so if you simply look in the the basic ones up top, you're not going to see it. You got to scroll all the way down. There are all these other ones that we would usually use till you see ProctorTrack. So it's there towards the bottom 3/4 of the list. And at that point, just hit Save and Display. And it's probably a good idea to change that visibility, but that's not going to matter for right now. Once I do that, it takes me to the ProctorTrack dashboard. So this is in Moodle. So again, just to kind of show you what we've done here. Back in the Moodle page, you'll see that the ProctorTrack assignment now is sitting right there. And so if I want to get back to that ProctorTrack dashboard, I'm just going to click on that assignment. It's going to take me right in there to that same page I was at just a second ago. So you're going to see that I already have a couple of assignments in this course. I already have a student that's attempted something. But I want to create another assignment. So I'm going to go to manually add test. You must always go to the manual add test. And again, this is just a ProctorTrack assignment. And it's a good idea to name it whatever you're going to call it in your homework platform. So I use my MATLAB. You may use some other version, maybe Canvas, or not Canvas, but Alex, or one of the other programs. So I use my MATLAB. I'm going to call it ProctorTrack assignment in my MATLAB as well. The course ID will be set. That you don't need to mess with. That is going to be based on your course. ProctorTrack's going to know that one right away. ProctorTrack URL. This is where I need to go to get my MATLAB actual URL. And so when you just type in mymathlab.com, that's not going to work. So just go to mymathlab.com. I'm going to copy this over and paste it right in that callback URL. If you're using some other program, exact same idea. Just go to whatever their login page would be. So this is where a student actually logs into my MATLAB. Grab that URL just from the code so you can copy it over and then paste it into your URL callback here. The access code, this is going to be whatever password I want to set on my test. So I'm just going to say password. And the start at and at, these really don't matter because your assignment in my MATLAB or Alex or whatever program you're using, that is going to have a turn on and off date. So I just let those do all the work. So these I just set for huge windows. So today's the 15th. I'm just going to set it for the 8th. I'm going to set it for a week ago because it really doesn't matter. You've got to make sure that you select all three screens. So select the date, the time, and then kind of the minutes there. End at. A lot of times I'll literally set this for after the semester ends. So, December. Set it for December 31st because it really doesn't matter. You have to set something here, and the actual controlled opening and closing of this will be done by my MATLAB in my case. So I've selected the date. Now I'm going to select the time. It really doesn't matter because I've set such a huge window. These really don't matter. And then you need to set as an onboarding activity if this is your first assignment. And so for most of you, this will be your first assignment. Click that little onboarding box. After this first assignment, you will always leave this unchecked. But for the first one, I'm going to click onboarding activity. I'm going to create test. And sometimes it doesn't seem like it loads. And so that time it did. But a lot of times what I'll find is it won't seem to go to this next page. I click that save and it won't go to this page. So a lot of times if you click it again, it's going to give you an error message that says, sorry, you must use a unique name or something like that. And it's actually created it, it just hasn't told you. And so you can just go to the dashboard or just kind of close out the page, refresh it. It seems to be a little glitch in ProctorTrack. All right, so now I have 3 assignments. This was the most recent one, ProctorTrack assignments. Obviously, no students have completed it yet, so I'm not going to have any sessions available. If I want to see what the settings are set up to be, so all I've done at this point is created the assignment, told the site told the students what site they need to be going in, the password they need to use. But if I want to go to the actual things they're allowed to use, we want to click on these 3 dots here and go to configurations. And there's going to be a lot of options in here, and I'm going to let you read through these on your own, but I just want to point out a couple of important ones. So these two should always be turned on, they should default on. I'm going to try the room scan, so I would toggle that to the on, the blue means on. You'll see tons of things in the test setting. I like to allow handwritten notes. This is a poor heading. What this actually means is this allows the students to take notes by hand during the test, meaning scratch paper, essentially. This is allowing scratch paper, not the use of notes. It's a poor title. And then anything else you want them to be able to do, if you want them to be allowed to take short breaks or food or any of those things. Physical calculators, maybe. That's another one I usually check on. Even though I have students upload work, I don't actually turn this one on, and I tell them through email and through my videos, I say, this is going to flag you. If you pull out your phone and take a picture of your work, it's going to flag you. So all I see is it better happen in the last 5 minutes of your testing period. If I see you pull out your phone halfway through the testing period, it's going to flag it, and then I'm going to be able to catch it. So by leaving this off, ProctorTrack should catch them if they pull out their phones, just because we know they're going to be uploading their work in those last few minutes. Then I'm kind of on the lookout and say, all right, that's during those last few minutes, not a big deal. So once we have all those set like I would want, I'm going to go back to the dashboard, which is right here. This will always take you back to the dashboard. So I've done a few other attempts, a few other assignments here, just so we can see what it will look like once I've completed an assignment. Let me see, I think, nope, I didn't do it in that one. Let me go back to my dashboard. Here, test one, I did this one earlier today. I'm going to view the sessions. And so you'll see all your students sitting there. And so right now, these are still pending. And so eventually you're going to see these change over to, they could be kind of orange question marks, meaning ProctorTrack's not sure if they cheated or not. It could be a green check mark, meaning they're fine, or it could be a red X, meaning they have failed. And you can always expand it to see more information. So right now it's just going through the algorithm. And so the way ProctorTrack works is it runs its computer generation and its algorithms first. That can take anywhere from 24 to 48 hours. And then usually after that, it takes another 24 to 48 hours for a person to review it. So think about your final exams. I usually don't have time to sit around for 3 or 4 days waiting for this stuff to run. Usually, I should say the algorithms are a little bit quicker. They usually are done within about 24 hours. So once they finish up, you can actually manually review the test yourself by clicking on the student's name. And so that's what I do. I click on that name and I just click through it and look through issues. You'll be able to see screenshots of what's on the student's page and also a recording of what they've done.